What's going on, everybody? This is David Cook from We Market Wellness, and I'm super pumped to be here with you today, and I'm excited that you clicked on this video. That means that you take your wellness center seriously and you want to take it to the next level. And whether you're just thinking about starting one or you have a facility already that's open, these videos should dramatically help you in the process, whether, like I said, you're already open or not. And so I really want to just go over my core 4 framework that I believe if you don't have this in your business, there is no way that your wellness center can ever be as successful, stress-free, and as beautiful as you would like it to be or as you maybe envisioned before you got in this process. And that is, number 1, you have to attract new clients into your facility, whether that's through paid ads, organic social content. It does not matter how you get them in the door, guerrilla marketing, going all the pickleball courts, handing out a free trial card to come in for a day. It doesn't matter what you're doing, but if nobody is coming in, you're not attracting new clientele, then you can never grow that monthly recurring revenue. You can never grow your facility. You can never own multiple locations. You can never sell eventually to venture capital or a local another business owner. You can never do any of those options, correct? So that's number 1, and that's the key foundational building block to build off of, but they all work in unison, but that is the core foundational block, because if you don't have that, then you can't do any of the rest, right? So number 2 is automate. Once you have these leads coming in your systems, you need a CRM one, which is a client relationship management system. And basically that's a fancy way of saying that it's a big database where all of the people that were interested or are interested in your facility, where they will live, where you can communicate with them via email, text, phone, and you really need that so that you can stay on top of everybody that's interested in your facility. And so what you need to do though, step 2, is automate that process, right? So what I do is we come into a business, let's say that's running Google ads, running Meta ads, doing organic social content, and people are interested in coming in to their facility. However, they don't have the automations and systems set up so that these people, instead of having to manually be called or manually be followed up with, they're being followed up automatically through sequences that are set up in the CRM, right? So they're being sent a text right away as soon as they send that lead form in. They're being sent an email. And in those emails, in those texts, we're going through and trying to find out, why are they interested? Why do they want to come into your facility? If you do not know why somebody wants to come into your facility, you are leaving probably the biggest key piece of information out of this whole puzzle. That is the biggest puzzle piece, because once you know why they want to come in, you know their pain point, then you can use that to help them understand what the value is of your facility. So you have to remember that people want the result after they've done the services. The service is just the medium to get there to this idea of where they believe they could be. Let's just say they feel stressed, they don't feel good in their body, they want to look younger. All of these things are the symptom, which is why maybe they're reaching out. Somebody might be dealing with a long-term health illness. And so these are things that you want to know, because then you can create a specific protocol for them when they come into your facility that you can run them through, and that way you can really give them some results. And usually, in my experience, just one time of visiting a facility and doing a few modalities, there's a dramatic shift, because some people have never experienced these modalities. You know, some people have never been on a red light bed or been under red light panels that are really strong, and you can really feel, you get that relaxation. I'm a really big believer in the red light bed personally, just because I feel like it's almost like every time I'm in a red light bed, I fall asleep. It's extremely relaxing, but that's just a little side tangent. But I really think that, you really have to know why these folks want to come into your facility. So that's number 2, though. You're automating that process. You're finding those things out. But the real goal of that is getting them inside of your facility as soon as possible, because these folks might be looking at 2 or 3 other wellness centers around town. And so you really want to get them into your facility as soon as possible. Number 3, you need to convert them. So once they come into your facility, you've put them through the protocol that you have set up for their specific situation, then you need to be able to convert them into a paid member long term. You don't want them coming in and just doing a couple services, feeling great, and then going out and never coming back or going to the wellness center down the street. You want to be able to keep them coming back to your facility. So what I recommend is having either some sort of incentive structure for them to sign up that day. But the real big thing is how they're going to feel. You need to make them feel great. So you really need to engage with them. You need to be genuine. Your staff members need to be genuine. They need to have a basic understanding of each modality that your facility offers. That way they know what to recommend to this person that's coming into your facility, and everybody needs to be on the same page of understanding why is this person coming into your facility. So if you're the GM or you're the owner and you're not going to be working the shift when somebody's scheduled to come in for a tour, you need to make sure you pass that information along to your staff member, pass it along to the GM, or if you're a staff member, pass it along to the owner. Leave notes in the CRM so they know, hey, John's coming in tomorrow. He had back surgery 6 months ago. He's recovering well, he's eating really well, he's in his mid-50s, but he heard about PEMF therapy online and he really thinks that that's going to be a game changer for him and get him back doing pickleball again. Or, he wants to go on a ski trip in another 6 to 12 months with his family, and he thinks that's going to potentially help him get there faster. And so these are the things that you want to know, because then you can plan for it. You can say, hey, John, I heard you want to go on that ski trip in 6 to 12 months. Let's get you in here. Let's get you on PEMF. I really think it's going to help you out. Maybe you could throw in the float tank as well, because the float tank and the magnesium really help your body to relax. It might increase that blood flow, just make you feel really good and get your body back where it can be. And so these are just a couple of things that I'm spitballing, right? But these are things that once you know, the information is powerful, because then you can use that to help your clients that are coming in to the facility. But number 4 is retain. You need to retain these clients. So once they come into your facility, they look around. Some of these folks just slip through the cracks. But what you need to do is, I think, to really build that personal relationship. And you can do little things like honoring them on your social media page if they're open to it. You can honor if they have a local business. Hey, we're spotlighting Carrie today. She's one of our local business owners. She runs a real estate company. She does property management for short-term rentals here on the beaches. She's so sweet. She's so great. And then here, Carrie, do you want to tell everybody what your favorite modality is? Oh yeah, no. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where you're getting your clients involved, you're engaging with them, you're getting them on your social media. This is going to build a community. And as you build that community, it's going to continue to grow over time. Word of mouth is going to spread. People are going to see that there's actual real human beings coming into your facility. And the more that you can humanize, and ideally, if you're the owner and you're comfortable getting on camera, fantastic, that's perfect. If you're not, you really should have a GM or somebody that's the spokesperson for your brand, for your wellness center, or multiple spokespeople. I've seen some wellness centers that do a thing where they have ambassadors. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful idea, because now you have not only 1, 2, 3, 4 spokespeople, you have 10, 15, 20. And usually you can hire these people or, give them some sort of incentive like, hey, if you get, 5 people to sign up under you, we're going to give you a free membership for the next year, or however you want to play it out, right? You can do it however is best for you and your business structure. But you can incentivize folks to become ambassadors for your brand. And so these are just some different things, but really the core 4 is everything in the wellness brick and mortar space. You need to be able to attract new clients. You need to be able to automate that process so you don't have to get in there every day and you're not doing all these manual tasks. It just should be automated at this point. There's so many tools that you can use, and there's so many tools that I use that can dramatically shift a center in a matter of a couple weeks. You can see dramatic differences in results. Number 3, you need to be able to retain those clients. No, I'm sorry, that's number 4. Number 3, you need to be able to convert them when they come into your facility. And number 4, you need to be able to retain them. So that's the core 4, that's the foundational framework to really building out this wellness center to being something that you can scale consistently, that you can count on, rely on every month. You know you're going to see increased revenue until you hit that max capacity. And then the beautiful thing is you take this framework and you copy and paste it. If you want to open multiple facilities, you can do that now because you have a framework, you have a system, you have a foundation that you can build upon. So what I do at We Market Wellness is I come into a facility after doing a free audit. Please book the link in the Calendly. I'd love to spend 30 minutes with you. I'll do a deep dive into your specific business. I'll give you all the tips that I can. I will just help you however I can. If we can work together, fantastic. I do an upfront structure where you pay me a chunk up front, and then that gets you 3 months of content, which I'll do 10 videos a month for you, send them out, professional editing, and it's going to be incredible. It'll really elevate your brand presence in the local community. We'll get you on some Google local search ads, which that way you're getting in front of people that are actually close to your facility that actually are potential real life customers. And you only pay for those per phone call, which is the beautiful thing in that one. So these are different things that I'm going to do from the attract lane. And then once we have the automations, I'm going to put the CRM in place. Anytime somebody puts that lead form in, boom, they go right into CRM, they get email, they get text. And then we will manually call. If we haven't gotten them in the facility through the automations within 3 days, then there's a list of folks that you will call, or my team can call them for you. That's just a little, added bonus there, but that's something that we can do as well. We could talk about that. Number 3, then you need to be able to retain them. We will teach you as the owners or GM and your staff how to properly take somebody on a tour, touching on those pain points, ultimately converting them into a member that's happy to pay you whatever you're asking. And that's the difference. It's not just, oh, when I bargain with you. No, they're happy to pay whatever you're asking because the value has been created. The vision for the future of where they can be has been created. And number 4, retention, which is also something that we do training on. And this one is more personal to each facility. So each facility, once I get to know you as the owner, get to know your GM, get to know your whole kind of structure and layout, that's when we can really build a solid game plan to retain clients. And the goal there is at least a year, right? Once we get somebody to a year of being a member with you, it's really unlikely that they're ever gonna leave and go to another facility. Now, whether life circumstances change, they move, etc., out of our control, right? But we don't want somebody leaving and going to the wellness center down the street. And so we wanna be able to keep them with you. But in order to do that, we need to make sure that we have everything else in place. So this is kind of an overarching longer video where I'm kind of really going into everything a little bit more in depth. I'm also going to make some separate videos here on this YouTube page about actually running ads, about actually showing you some social media that I think is great and things that I would look at if I were in your shoes. But remember, I can do the audit for you for free. And then I'd love to work with you. I work with wellness centers all over the country. So if you're interested, you can either email me at david@wemarketwellness.com, or again, you can book that Calendly, or you can go on Instagram, We Market Wellness Co, C-O, and be happy to talk to you. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.